Hello again. Although I have never myself gone in for bodily mutilation or adornment such as ear piercing, tattoos and so on, this doesn't mean that I disapprove of them. It is a matter of personal choice, and if anybody wishes to remove or modify part of their body, then that is entirely their own affair. If I chose to chop off one of my fingers with an axe, say, then I can't see what it has to do with anybody else. It is, after all, my body. I have in my life encountered people who have done things to their bodies which I would not undertake myself. For example, I've known teenagers forbidden by their parents to have their ears pierced do the job in their bedroom with an ice cube to numb the earlobe and a needle to make the hole. I consider this to be a very unwise practice. Many years ago I knew a hero, I was going to say a skaghead, but I realise that's an unacceptable expression. I knew a heroin addict, or a person with substance abuse issues, who pierced his own ear with a spike, and to say the needle of a syringe. As may be imagined, this resulted in an infection and blood poisoning, and he ended up having his whole ear surgically removed. Of course, even more exotic mutilations have been popular in other parts of the world, involving scarring, branding and amputation. Although I fully accept that people have a right to do this to their bodies, I think it wrong to encourage or advertise such practices in modern society, in case it encourages other people, perhaps those who are young and vulnerable, to copy them. In Britain, the Advertising Standards Authority agrees with this view and has strict guidelines against anything which glamorises or romanticises cosmetic surgery, and quite rightly too. The ASA's advice, to which I give a link in the description to this video, says that marketers must ensure that whilst a degree of nudity may be acceptable due to the subject matter, gratuitous nudity which could be seen as objectifying or degrading is very unlikely to be acceptable. Furthermore, marketers should be aware of the ASA's position on gender stereotyping, which prohibits stereotypical portrayals that are likely to cause serious or widespread harm or offence. The thumbnail to this video shows a woman who has seemingly undergone a double mastectomy for cosmetic reasons. The scars from her mastectomies are clearly visible. For those who can't see that thumbnail, I give a link in the description to this video, which will take you to a site which will show you the photograph of the brown advertisement. It's for an electric razor. My own view is that this is not a brilliant advertisement. I say this not because I object to such surgery or am offended by it, but rather for the same reason that I would object to an advertisement which suggested that it might be fun to pierce your ears at home with improvised implements. I am happy for people to do that sort of thing, just as I'm happy if a woman wished to have healthy breasts amputated, but I do not think it's sensible or wise to make this look like a glamorous business, which the brown advertisement certainly does. To my mind, the decision to mutilate one's body is a personal one which nobody should encourage and only concerns the person herself or himself. I really am not at all sure why we are seeing men modelling bras and bikinis and women being used to advertise electric razors. I'm sure that there's a perfectly good explanation for this phenomenon, but I'm damned if I know what it is at the moment.